KTN News.
And today, the Deputy President is headed to Tharaka Nithi on his campaign trail, and Alan Chanda is there for us, joining us live now from Tharaka Nithi. Alan, you've ended that report saying that the Deputy President is very keen on undoing the political gains made by Raila Odinga in that region. Are we seeing that happen? What is in his itinerary today, and is it specifically geared towards that?
Well, Akisa, good morning to you right here from the county of Tharaka Nithi, where we are actually just still following on the, of course, the trail of DP William Ruto, who has been on a campaign trail on Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday, he was in Meru County, where he really traversed the county, making several stopovers. And yesterday, remember that he talked extensively about his pledges, if at all Kenyans will be trusting him with the reins of power, if President Uhuru Kenyatta exits the political stage. Remember that he was saying that the ODM leader Raila Odinga's visits in the counties of Meru, Tharaka Nithi, and of course the Mount Kenya region in general cannot really gain a lot politically, because he's saying since 2013 he's been accompanying President Uhuru Kenyatta with tangible projects in this region. And so he's saying that yes, they had premised their re-election manifesto in 2017 on the Big Four agenda, but he says it never materialized, and actually the scuttling he blames on the entry of Raila Odinga through the handshake, and says that he's pledging to set aside 100 billion shillings next year if at all he will inherit President Uhuru Kenyatta as the head of state. He says that he will be actually allocating that whopping amount of cash on the programs that are actually in tandem with the Big Four agenda, so as to ensure he makes a success their initial plans of the Big Four agenda. But also it really talked about the streamlining and revitalizing of the miraa sector, tea sector, coffee sector, setting aside quite a wholesome amount of money, 50 billion shillings for that sector, and also really talking about small-scale business operators, and also talking about persons or rather youth who have been held captive with what he calls predator lenders, because they are actually put there quite constraining conditions for the youth to access those loans. And so the youth, he says, he actually, according to him, the figure stands at 14 million, which he says that if we continue that way, then the country will stall economically. And so to them too, he painted hope in their future by promising them 50 billion shillings so as to cushion them economically. And so today he lands here in Tharaka Nithi County. He is actually scheduled to address several stopovers. And so here where we are is actually Kathwana area. This is actually the headquarters of the Tharaka Nithi County here. And so it's one of the stopovers. He's scheduled to address his supporters here, of course, popularizing and just demystifying the hustler and the bottom-up mantra to the electorate, while just throwing his net wide, casting it far and wide, so as to ensure that come next year, the masses here maybe will be buying into his of course, his manifesto and just support him in his bid for the presidency. And so from here, he'll be making his way to Chogoria, and then Chuka Town, and then Chuka Igambangombe, where it will actually form the, of course, the final stopover in the later on in the day. And so also tomorrow, he'll be still here in Tharaka Nithi County, just wooing the residents here. And then on Friday, he'll be headed to Embu County. And you can see that from his talks, it's all about rotating around just ensuring that the pyramid is actually just starting, the economic pyramid starts at the bottom and not at the apex. He says that it's been trickling from up to down, and so that has really not brought change to the common mwananchi. And so he just wants a paradigm shift to ensure that he starts at the bottom of the base. But remember that his allies too have been, yes, they have been castigating governors who have been tagging along Raila Odinga, the ODM leader. Actually, they have been walking around central Kenya. He's been accompanied by almost all the governors here. And his allies really are calling out the governors, saying that the governors are working in cahoots with some senior government or rather state officials to force a Raila presidency on the electorate. And remember that also they've been courting and just extending an olive branch to some of their otherwise political nemesis. Remember yesterday, and Rigathi Gachagua, the MP for Mathira, and also his Kiharu counterpart, that is Ndindi Nyoro, were actually extending an olive branch to CS Agriculture Peter Munya, and also the OKA principal, just calling on them to join the Hustler bandwagon and ensure they work together with the hope of forming a government next year. Akisa.
We'll be keeping an eye on that, and he's talked about several stopovers that the Deputy President is intending to take today on his last day of that Meru tour. And of course, talking about very huge efforts to undo the political damage or the gains made by Raila Odinga, who's also been making several forays in the region. Alan Chanda is keeping an eye for us on that story, and will be bringing us details as they unfold. Back to one of our top stories at this hour is that visit by the U.S. Secretary of State to Kenya, Antony Blinken, who arrived in Kenya yesterday night. Blinken will meet with